just to say that the name of our king, just for the pronunciation, everything was perfect. It's Moshue Shue. Yeah, so there's a diphthong.
Thank you. I worried so much about that, and I saw like 2 or 3 different spellings, and I thought, ooh, I know I've got this wrong. There probably were other things wrong. I learned everything I learned about Lesotho and its past rulers and that wonderful, wonderful man that was your monarch just last night. So forgive me for my mistakes and bless you.
Not at all. Not at all. Country. Not at all. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to read 4 short poems at the beginning, and then 4 more short poems. I tried to select poems that were related to the theme of today. And by the way, just to say that there are 2 of us from Lesotho. There are 3 of us online participating tonight. The first poem I'm going to read is called Kingdom of Weeds. Kingdom of Weeds. The sea has the sea has a host of new angels. Not 10 miles off the Libyan coast where the boat sank, ferrying men in its heart as time carries fate and drops them with the living on rocks the shore has prepared for them. Last night there were voices there of lives being changed, those who made it becoming dead also, to hold their breath at the bottom and not ever be able to tell their story to fishermen who talk with waves at night, never explain how in a dinghy a child is calmed by giving it urine to drink. They know gods and goddesses of the seabed now, who dwell beside Poseidon in his realm of weeds. So that was the first poem, which happened at the time that people were leaving North Africa in little boats and dying, trying to make the cross to Greece. I think I was in Greece at the time, and unpleasant things were happening. The second poem is called The Number of Dreams. How many dreams since I said you were dead have you counted? And in how many of them could you make the journey without falling in love? Your patience breached at the seams. The times I thought you were back, every night waiting at the door, but not one sound, not one symbol of your thrill. Oh, my body found ways, many, many ways, sometimes just to kill time, which he did not know was undying. The days came and went like trains looming at great speed, then hurtling past, shaking with a burst everything of my small town stop. Such is love, and always someone wants it to stay. I have forgotten the words I never heard you say, but I'm dying to discover how many dreams I can live in and never fall in love. So David very kindly mentioned some of my poems. He mentioned swimming, which is the next poem I'm going to read. The background would be that in 1981, as he said, I left my country with my family, fleeing really. So this is called swimming. I don't know if my father could swim, but that night, bullets hissing over his head, he made it across the river into South Africa. September clung to his pajamas at the shins, even as he hung to images he remembered, us in family portraits, rising always left to right on a staircase, up and up according to age. He was my father, even on that territory, on foreign soil that speaks his tongue, yet was alien to him. Back home, we grouped around the dead boy, then in state, kissed while he slept, and dreamed by a single bullet that found his head, till neighbors came when dawn did, to help us place him in the ground in a shallow grave, as is customary with my people, for his spirit to fly. And the fourth poem before the break, thank you. This poem is called Moulters. I have often been asked why. Moulters. I think in the US it's Molters, as in molting, what insects and snakes do, changing the skin, basically. Moulters. All the while, this has worked against us in its choice of the simplest things. It has weighed against us its darkness, which rends the heart of the foreigner, but with which in numbers we must live. Close to millions for the dark-skinned like me. Numbers of displaced heads which walk like shadows up and down streets. When night turns into a day of feasting, like a snake losing skin, we come into a light and live in it again. The smell of restaurants near the African Quarter. We drench ourselves with the music of our sound and with turmeric and roots that are rare here until we have to pull back inside again. We always have to. There are limits to liberty unexplained by any legal document. But on the tube, you'll see us ferrying the continent on our shoulders, carrying its colors and fearing no one in particular. Though visibly concerned about papers a back pocket is supposed to contain. We are at nighttime spent, but bright in the morning, just as the tube clatters underneath Paris and wakes us up. We are stopped and again frisked. Every street corner, another frontier. Thank you. So those were the 4 poems that were announced by our host.